Hey guys, starting on a new project now. This is going to be a little tractor here with a V-twin. Got a 18 horse Kawasaki V-twin. I got to put the shroud back on it, but I'm going to make it so the steering comes down up here, and as you can see it's short, and they took that, it's just the body. I'm going to leave that section out, so it's going to be short. Then I'm going to put a leaf spring front end on it, like a hot rod style, and for the back end I'm going to do probably a 3/4 shaft straight axle and have a 40 series torque converter on it, and then I'll probably combine the jack shaft and the swing arm. It's going to have front and rear suspension, and probably have to do wheelie bars on it because it's going to be a bit of a wheelie monster, I think. But it should be pretty cool. Might do a little gasser style gas tank up here, or I'll put it in the hood up here in there, because there's a good bit of room in there. And probably have to move this engine back as far as I can so that I could get the steering shaft down in there. And I'm going to use this square tubing here for the frame. It's gonna snake up down through here and then up and back. I'll probably use one spring here for the rear end in the middle, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got the frame going here. It's a 1x2 tubing, and if you remember, this is the engine I converted from vertical shaft, so it's got the mounts here. I think I'm going to put the two mounts on the bottom, and then there's a nice thick black backing plate here in the front of the engine, so I'm going to build some mounts off of that. And probably won't use these upper mounts unless I figure out a good way to do that, but I don't want to block the exhaust here and stuff. So, and I have this centrifugal clutch, so I'm going to use this instead of a torque converter because I already have it, and it's got this belt on it, but I think it'll work if I make a nice strong tensioner, and if it doesn't, then I'll lathe that off of there and put a sprocket on it and do chain drive. But I think it'll be just as good as a torque converter because I'm using a nice big sprocket. Got this 72 tooth one here, so I'll do like a 6-to-1 gearing, maybe a little lower because put a little bit bigger pulley on the jack shaft than the clutch has got there, and that'll gear it down a little more because these tires are kind of big. And I think I'm still going to make the jack shaft and the swing arm in one pivot here. That'll keep it nice and compact. And I'll put the shocks in here somewhere. I think I'm going to go with two because I got to put the sprocket in the middle. And I'm going to try to leave enough room here for a torque converter. I'm going to make it 9.5 inches because that's what the center line is for those. But the problem I'm going to run into is the width here between the tire and the frame. So I'll try to keep that as far away as I can and deal with it later if I have to, but I don't think I'm going to need a torque converter. So it's going well. And I have this mechanical disc brake caliper. I thought I might use a hydraulic one because I have one on one of my mini bikes, but then I'd have to change it. And I have this one, so I think this will work pretty good. And I'll use that on the sprocket, so I don't have to run a separate disc. That works pretty good. Alright, so I got this thing all sort of put together on the swing arm and stuff. Got the fenders here mounted up and the hood in place. Made a couple little brackets there to hold it. And I gotta do the front still so I could figure out where to cut the front off. And I'm probably gonna cut this out. Make like a panel in here for the gauges and switches and stuff. Probably just gonna have an oil pressure and a voltmeter and a ignition switch and maybe the headlights. And I decided on these wheels and tires because the hub has this it's like notched here halfway through the wheel with these flats on it, so I grinded the axle to work in there, and I'll probably thread the outside of this for a big nut. And I'll take off this body and show you what the swing arm looks like. So this is what I got so far. It's tubing here running back, and I gotta broach a keyway into this hub. It's a 72 tooth sprocket, number 4041 chain, and I got some bearings here and bearings inside here, and I got this connector piece here to keep it even. I'll probably reinforce it a little bit up here because this tubing's a little bit thin and it kind of crunches in here when you flex the back in and out, so I'll add it, make it a little stronger. And I got this mechanical brake in here, made a little bracket there for it, and the cable will run through that hole there, so that should work good. And I ended up putting the shocks, 2 shocks up to here. At first I drilled holes up here, back here, going forward up to there, but they were a little too far forward, so the suspension was too soft. So to move these back farther, see, I used to have it over there, and then I put them back here. So I didn't want to have the shocks laying back too far back to here, so I ran them up to there. I can't put them straight up and down because then the ride height will be too high. So I think that'll be good. Now it's a good stiffness, and if it's too soft I can adjust these to make them a little bit stiffer. See, they're on the loosest setting there, so that should work good. And I ordered a 10 tooth sprocket for this jack shaft because I don't have one that's the right size. I have a 5/8 one that I tried drilling, and it wouldn't drill, it's too hard. So I just bought a new one. And I got this pulley here to try on there, out there. And for the front wheels, I have these I made a couple of years ago. They're like spoked. It's just 1/4 inch round bar there. So that should look pretty cool. Got the other one here going on. This one I made wider, so I gotta cut it down to match the other one. I made it wider so I could put a sprocket on it, but I'm not gonna have a sprocket on the front wheels, so. Old Carlisle double Indian heads here. And I completely forgot to build in an adjustment for the chain, so I'm gonna have to use a chain tensioner on it. I'll make one out of a roller skate wheel or something. Alright, I made the front axle beam here. Looks pretty good. Bunch of welding on that. It's about 3/8 thick. And welded it all together. So that'll sit down here like this. And I'll put the leaf spring across the front on top. Make some shackles for the ends of it. The wheels look good on there. Alright, so I guess that's it for this video. Stay tuned for next time. See you later guys, thanks for watching.